Hey, I'm out here getting some sun, grounding, and I was just thinking, what steps did I take, to be an entrepreneur and to relieve myself of a lot of stress that a lot of us entrepreneurs feel like we have. We feel burnt out, feeling stressed, you know. Sometimes we even want to give up, right? And I was thinking like, okay, what did I do that I no longer feel that? It feels like it almost like it didn't exist for me. And I know that I went through that for a long time, a lot of years. What kind of mindset did I needed to have to succeed in being an entrepreneur? Especially an entrepreneur that's doing everything. Because in the beginning, you're doing everything, right? So I was just thinking about that. When I was in corporate America, you kind of had things kind of laid out. You kind of knew what you had to do, right? That's a whole nother story about feeling burnt out and all of that. However, when I had the courage to step out and started helping these high-achieving professional women in upper management, CEOs, entrepreneurs, I had to think back, like, what did I do? What was the steps that I took that allowed me to start flowing with calm precision? Like just waking up and I know exactly what to focus on. And then taking those aligned actions. What happened that I was able to do that? What happened internally for me that I was able to start living a life that just seems like something else takes over it, and things just happen for me. I speak things and it happens, like speaking things into. And how do I help these women, and how do I teach that? Because for a long time I felt like how do I teach that? How do I give that to somebody else? How do you explain it? How do I explain that, So I had to think back, like, what was the steps that I took? What did I do? What was my thoughts? What was my mindset, Because I'm telling you, when I stepped out, when I quit corporate America, I was scared. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do until I had a conversation with Divine Source, because it was something that kept coming up in my life. And I talked about that on the last video. And I got my answer, and then I knew, and I pursued that, and I haven't looked back. However, I woke up today and I don't remember the dream fully, but the dream was, I remember the feeling that I got when I got up today, and it was, what steps did you take to get where you are now? What was your mindset? So I want to share with you what I did was I put together a list of things that will help with coming into the mindset that is needed so that you are taking aligned actions and that you're flowing with calm precision and clarity. So it's nothing like being clear. Okay. That to me, well, that's the second. Well, that's the first thing. The second thing is being in the right structure. So how did I do that though? I thought a raccoon was coming out. But how did I do that? In corporate America, you can blame your boss, and they got their own stressors, right? You can blame the higher up. You can blame like how people are doing their projects and getting things done. You can blame the people that you delegate things to get things done or oversee things, their attitude, their, whatever. But when you are an entrepreneur, who do you have to blame? Nobody but yourself. That's the first truth. And so that was one of those truths that I had to really sit with. Like, there is no one else. It's just me. It's just me. So how am I functioning in this newfound position that I really desire to be in? And I had to weigh out the pros and cons and really look at it, because it's a different type of non-security, right? It's a different type, but it's all on me. It's all about me, and it's all on me. And so I started writing down like the things that I need to do to be successful. And the first truth was, it's all on me. And then I had to think, well, how do I think like a CEO, right? You have to think like a CEO. Okay, when I was in corporate America, how did I think about things, and how do I take some of that and transfer it over to what I'm doing now for myself in my own business and what I need to leave behind? The third thing was, because I don't have anybody else to blame, what fears are coming up in stepping into this new position now as an entrepreneur? What are my fears? What are my thoughts? Ooh, that right there was really, really serious for me. And I realized that I had a fear of losing everything. And that was the same fear that I had in corporate America, slightly different. I had a fear of failure. And as I began to succeed, I had a fear of success. Come here. I had a fear of having a lot of money. Sure did. When you're in corporate America, it's kind of set. You kind of know what you're getting. Even when you calculate and do estimate of the raise that you may receive, you kind of know. When you're an entrepreneur, you can estimate as well. However, it's not as concrete as in corporate America, because there's no ceiling. I had to learn new things, whole new way of thinking about things, how this whole system is set up, in our world, in this construct. And, how do I play the game, right? And all of this was adding to my frustration, let alone the deep-seated programming that was operating subconsciously that I had no clue about. And so one of them was that, I had a subconscious belief that if I earned a lot of money, it was going to be people coming after me. The government was going to come after me. It was going to be people coming out of the woodwork. People going to want to sue me. I had all these fears. It was just made up in my head. All these fears that I had that was blocking my success. It was making me feel stressed, making me doubt my decisions, making me just have fear of decisions that I should have been flowing and making that I wasn't. I was questioning everything. I was questioning my decisions in a way that was holding me back. And so I'm sharing this with you because you may be experiencing that as well. Listen, courage is operating inside of fear, regardless. So the fear will come up. The doubts will come up. And on the flip side of that, it's a good thing, because when you doubt in yourself, when you're questioning, when you're having this fear, you know what happens? It makes you more present. Yeah. Think about that. It makes you more present in what you're doing and what you are considering and what your vision is. And as you breathe from your abdomen and just relax into the fear, relax into it. Don't run from it. Don't fight it. Because it wasn't until I did that I realized, oh, that's not something that you resist. It's something that you lean into. That's different, huh? It's something that you lean into. Allow it. Allow yourself to feel the fear. Allow yourself to look at the doubt. What are you doubting? Because what's happening is you're becoming more present in whatever that thing is that you are attempting to, whatever the decision is that you need to make, whatever it is, the vision that you had that you want to create, and all of that. And that is how, as I start to practice that and learning more about the duality, not just black and white and ugly and beautiful, but there are dualities within us, and they're there for a reason. Now, I'm not talking about traumas right now. I'm just talking about programming. And these programmings can be very, very deep, and they show up as frustration, stress, burnout, confusion, stuck. See? A lot of these things have the same symptoms, but they're different because we're different human beings. We're unique. Each one of us is unique. And we respond to things differently. And most of us, that's all we know is to react. So I should say react to things differently, not respond. Because respond means it means to, how can I put it? It means to act within your responsibility, respond. So I want to come on here and share that with you. Because for some reason, I think in the dream this morning, I think I was led to give you this message about where that's coming from and what you can do to start on the path of moving through the stress and the feelings of feeling stuck about something where you're at in life. And know that those feelings aren't something that it's not there for you to resist it, because the more you resist, the more it will persist. That's true. And so you want to start to embrace every part of you. I always teach this. Embrace every part of you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the dark, the light, whatever it is, because you are all things. You're a divine being. So this stress that's coming up, the burnout that you're feeling as an entrepreneur, I'm not talking about being a CEO yet, or in upper management and professionals like that. I'm talking specifically to you, one entrepreneur to another. When you're feeling this, lean into it, because it's causing you to be more present. Listen to what comes up for you. So when you lean into, you're feeling stressed or you're feeling frustrated, maybe you haven't made any sales, maybe you hired somebody and they're just not getting the communication that you're communicating with them to do things a certain way, or something like that, or something. You want to tap in. So tap in to see where this frustration is coming from, where it's truly coming from, because it may not have nothing to do with that. A lot of time it's one of those identities that's playing out unbeknownst to you. A lot of times it's that. But we'll deal with, before going that deep within that, you just want to ask yourself, tap in and lean into it. You know, is it fear that's causing the frustration? Is it that, you know, I'm tired, or my expectations, you know, didn't get met, you know, and then what caused that? So if you want more help with identifying how to move through the stress and how to move through the burnout or anything like that, I've created a list of very powerful exercises that you can do that has been very helpful and useful for my clients, that has been proven to be very useful. And you can click the link below and get that, and let me know how that worked for you, and give me some feedback on that. I really would appreciate it. And I hope this video was helpful to you. So many thoughts right now, or uploads are coming, and I wanted to streamline this and stay really on topic about entrepreneurs and the burnout and the frustration and, you know, the stress that we go through, and what I did to move through it to be living the life that I live now. And people do anything bother you? It's like, no, not really. However, I've done a lot of engaging with myself. And so what I teach is very different than what a lot of people teach. It's not like mainstream things, you know, like leaning into the stress, the doubt is there. And what's really happening, as I explained already, it's making you more present. It's making you really tap into that creative side of you. That's what it's doing. right? When you think about it, right? So you may doubt this at first, but that feeling of stress, that feeling, it may be fear-based. So just tap in. Trust what comes up. Communicate with your divinity, because you're not just a physical human being. You're also a divine human being. You're spiritual. You're electrical as well. So you want to incorporate all these things. That's why you have intuition, imagination, and empathy. Those are the ingredients that make you human. So I always want to consider those things, okay? And anyway, I hope this was helpful. I don't want to start repeating myself. And I will see you on the next video.